Hello Curlies, it's Mary and welcome back to the Curly Closet. If this is your first time visiting my channel, then welcome. If you're returning to my channel, then welcome back. Today's video is going to be a highly requested one. So of course it's going to be one of my favorite videos to do, which is a natural hair product battle. It's going to be a comparison between the Revair Reverse Air Dryer and the Dyson Supersonic Hairdryer. So which of these products is going to win? Keep watching to find out. So regarding both of these tools, I have done a separate review on each of them on my channel, which will both be linked up here. The first difference is kind of obvious between both of these two tools if you've seen them around YouTube for a while. The Revair has a difference definitely to the Dyson in terms of size. This is the handheld part of the Revair. There's a whole hose, okay? You've got a hose going on, quite a long hose too, like a whole, sorry it's a bit dusty. There's a whole piece of equipment here. There's a whole stand. This is the stand for this, which is pretty heavy. And of course, I have a whole entire bag slash box to put all of these in. Now with the Dyson, it's simply this handheld blow dryer right here, a hose, a plug, and that's it. There's a box that it comes in with instructions and further tools and attachments that you can use, but the size of the box is like, it's nothing in comparison to the Revair. So that's the first thing. The Revair takes up more space for sure. This is just more compact. I'm sure though, obviously you don't just care about the size, you actually want to see how it performs on my hair. I am actually going to be starting out with the Revair, and I am going to be doing the Revair on my left, and I am going to be using the Dyson on my right, and we're going to see how it turns out. I used all products from the Pantene Gold series to wash and condition my hair, and also my styling products are these two. It's the Hydrating ButterCreme, and I use the Intense Hydrating Oil because it's got some silicones in it, and silicones provide some heat protection. I applied that to my hair when my hair was wet. My hair is a bit dry and I don't want to completely blow dry my hair on dry hair, so I want to give it a little bit of moisture. I did already detangle my hair though as well. Just put that in to soften it up a bit. I'm also going to add a little bit of this Tresemme Keratin Smooth heat protectant to my hair, because I just want to add a little bit more heat protection, and just give it a chance to dampen my hair a little as well. I haven't used the Revair in a while, but we're going to try it again. Speed setting number 1, and I'm going to be using it on low heat, which is this setting right here. This feels okay. It's definitely been dried. It has some stretch to it. I personally prefer more stretch on my hair when I blow dry it, but if you just want to blow dry it with a little bit of stretch, and this would be fine. If you feel the actual wand, the heat actually is inside here, so the heat kind of gets applied more like from about here going down, not your roots. So it's definitely not hot on your scalp, but it's pretty decent. I'm wondering, should I get some more heat? I want it to stretch out a bit more. I'm going to turn up the speed to about a 3 and go from there. Beautiful baby, were you dreaming of me? I know that you were. That has stretched out a little bit more. Not significantly more, but I can see a bit of a difference. So this is all right. Right, so I have applied my ButterCreme and heat protectant to this section right here, and I'm going to be turning the heat on this up to the highest heat setting, but I'm going to keep the speed on about 3 and see if there's any difference. It's better than your coffee. So I can definitely feel more heat on my roots this time, and the stretch is definitely more apparent from the first time I used it with a bit of the higher heat setting. I'm definitely loving the stretch on this a bit more. My ends are not completely straight, but I mean, I wouldn't really expect them to be with this. It doesn't have a pick or a comb attachment. It's just, it just blow dries your hair going down. I'm actually going to turn the speed up to about 5 on this section and see if it makes any difference at all. We can begin our day after. I don't feel like it made a massive difference on this section because it was already straight, but we'll see how it goes for future sections. Okay, so something I've noticed, I feel like this is actually blow drying my hair differently in different sections. I'll explain what I mean. Look, there's more texture here in the roots, but then when it gets about here, you can see it gets straighter and straighter and straighter. But then, just somewhere around here, the ends are dry, but they're not as straight. Somebody will probably say, yeah, because obviously it's not like a pick, so it's not going to go through all of your hair. But I kind of realized why that's happening, and I'll show you why. How do I do this? It's so bulky. The bit of my hair that's getting the most straight is the bit that's in the middle of the wand. Can you see? And then the bits of my hair that are not as straight are the bits that's actually going into the hose. The bits of my hair that's actually getting the straightest is essentially from about here to about here. Once my hair goes down here, I feel like it's not getting as much of the heat. Now, the effect isn't terribly bad, but I'm just saying, if you want your hair to really turn out really straight, especially at the end, and your hair is a bit longer like mine, you're going to have to be aware of that. And it's something that I didn't really notice before because I was, you know, trying it out for the first time. There's another YouTuber that I've watched that has a review on the Revair, and he did actually notice this, which is Gio Filipino hair. What's his name? Gio's Wave. There you go. Now his hair is really long, but there was a section of his hair that was getting straight, and then towards the end it wasn't getting as straight because it wasn't getting as much heat. Okay, so for this section I'm going to do a little bit of experimentation. I'm going to try and blow dry like the bottom half of my hair first, and then bring it to my roots and see if it makes any difference. Look, oh my god, it actually works. Like, it definitely looks straighter than the other bits. Can you see how straight those bits are now getting? I feel like you have to put in some extra effort to get the ends as straight as you want them to be with this. I'm definitely going to say volume is there. Definitely you're going to get voluminous results with this. Also because, like, you feel heat on your roots when you're using the Revair, but it's not that kind of heat that will straighten out your roots completely. You're going to have texture in your roots. Main pros so far: the heat is in the nozzle, but the heat's not being blown onto your head. So you're not getting a lot of heat actually on your head itself. You can feel the heat in the nozzle, especially when you like put it flat to your head. You can definitely feel the heat, but the heat's not blowing onto your hair. Once it's actually set up, it's fairly quick and easy to use. It's not a complicated piece of equipment to use. Generally, you just literally take a section of your hair, put it in the nozzle, let it blow dry, and you're done. Cons, as I said before, if your hair is longer, or at least longer than the nozzle itself, you're probably going to have to work a little bit harder for it to really straighten the ends. You're going to have to do like two sections, like a section down here and a section up here. That may not work so well for you, for, you know, if you just want to one and done, like you just want to blow dry your hair and be done with it. Your ends are really not going to get that much stretch with this, unless of course you actually really focus on the ends, and even then it's going to just give you more of a textured blow dry as opposed to a really straightened blow dry. Also, you need to pay a little bit of extra attention to making sure your hair is detangled pretty well before and after, because it's gonna pull your hair through the nozzle and dry it, but it's not necessarily going to detangle it anyway, because it doesn't have any kind of attachment or comb or anything to really pull through your hair. So just be aware of that. I've pinned up the left hand side and the right hand side. We're getting ready to start from the back. I'm going to start off with the Dyson Supersonic with the comb attachment. So to start off with, just like with the Revair, I'm actually going to start off on low heat and low speed and just kind of take it from there. Are still a bit curly even though I've used the pick, but it hasn't completely gone right through the ends. I can do that with a little bit more time and effort. The number one immediate difference is you can definitely feel the heat. Even on low heat and low speed, I'm like, wait, did I turn this up? Look back at it, I was like, no, this is definitely low heat and low speed. You can definitely feel the heat. It's not blazing heat, mind. It is low heat, but you can feel the heat for sure, which you don't feel immediately with the Revair. But this is essentially it. You also have to like focus on directing the pick to where you want it to go. Whereas with the Revair, you could just literally just put the whole of the hair in it and then just pull it down and you're done. With this, you have to be a little bit more focused in terms of the direction.
We can begin our day after sun. Ooh, na, na. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, we can begin our day.
I pretty much focused more on the ends. They've been blown out a little bit more, but they're still a little bit kinky curly. So I'm gonna keep the heat setting low, but I'm gonna turn the speed setting up a bit.
Ooh, na, na. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The best part of waking up.
Number one. It's kind of loud. It's kind of loud. The Revair is kind of loud too, but because it's on your desk or on the floor or something, you're not really hearing it. When it's right here by your ear, yeah, it's a different story. This section came out a lot straighter. The heat setting I didn't change. It was just literally the speed setting, but it seems to have done a bit more of the trick because it's come out a lot straighter for sure. In fact, is this Revair? Bruh. I'll have to go over that section again. What's going on? Yeah, it's a bit warm in here actually. That might be something to do with it. My hair loves humidity, so yeah. I focused on them a little bit more while I was blow drying this time, so, which seems to have made a difference. But again, ends are not perfect, but what do you expect? I mean, you know, it's natural hair after all. If there's one thing I can say in comparison between the Revair and the Dyson is on the lowest heat setting, I feel like you can achieve more with the Dyson, because even though this is on low heat, it's still a decent amount of heat. Like, I can feel the heat. On the Revair side, you are getting heat. I guess you're not feeling it as much, but I feel like these bits are coming out a bit straighter already than this side. But we're going to carry on and see what happens. But partially judging by this section here, I'm gonna say at least try the medium speed, because I don't know, the low speed is like, it's doing okay, but it's not the same as this bit, that's for sure. Medium heat and medium speed this time.
There's no limitations you can have, whatever you please.
That's definitely straighter than the rest, and even like the ends definitely straightened out more than the rest.
Breakfast is the sweet taste of honey.
My experience with this side, generally speaking, I would say the ends seem to be straighter to me. I want to take this down a second, but we're getting there. Yeah, still a bit kinky at the back, but hey, that's my hair. So for this side, pros. You got more control for sure. What you can actually do with the tool itself, the direction you're moving your hands. With the Revair, you only have one direction, like from here going down. With this, you can put your hair forward, back to the side. You can kind of change the things around as and when needed. Another pro, of course, I'd say my hair is straighter, and if you're looking for a straighter look, I would say that's a pro. I'm going to say that my roots have less texture in them. So if you're looking for a less textured result, especially in the roots, then the Dyson would be a good choice. I can say there's less texture in the roots. And also the results are just a bit fluffier. They are voluminous. I would say pretty voluminous like the Revair side, but more fluffy. It's got more movement for sure. Cons. It feels like you've got more direct heat. Like the Revair, you don't really feel as much of the heat. With this, you can feel how much heat is going on your hair. In a way that's still a pro. If you can feel how hot the tool actually is, then you're able to turn it down if needed. Whereas with the Revair, because the heat is inside the wand, if it's too hot, how would you really know? You wouldn't really. In my original Dyson review, I said that you don't switch it off while you're using it. This switched off a couple of times while I was using this. Admittedly, I think it's because my hands are a bit greasy. Whereas with the Revair, it's not going to switch off that easy. The actual on-off button is really on the whole big main piece of the device. I would also say there's a flip side to having more control. The flip side of having more control is that you have to put in a little bit more work. So with the Revair, you just put it up, you put it down, it blow dries your hair, you're done. Whereas with this, yes, you have more control, but that means that you really have to like move yourself around a lot more and really pay a bit more attention to what you're doing in order to get the blow dryer through your hair. Here we are. These are the two sides now. It is quite warm in here, and I feel like the ends of this are reverting a little bit. Is it just me? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Like, can you see this side reverting a bit? Because it looks like it's reverting to me. Let's start from the roots. So the roots, obviously, is more voluminous on this side. Also, my feeling is the results on the Revair side feel more coarse. They don't feel as fluffy as the results on this side. Like, this is quite straight, but it doesn't feel as light. I did try the Revair out on my undercut. It did not that much. The Revair works a lot better for you if your hair is, I would say, at least medium length. You need a couple of inches. You need a couple of inches for it to really do something. I know that for a section like this, it's not easy to blow dry, but at the very least with my Dyson, I know I can at least attempt to blow dry this and have it do something. In fact, let me try it right now, one sec.
All over your skin, it'll fill you up, give you energy, get you ready for work. The sun is hot.
I feel like this did a little bit, like I can feel that there's a little bit more length going on in here now. It didn't do a ton, mind, because my hair is still really short. But since it's growing out, I thought, let me just try it. At least, you know, the wide tooth comb attachment can get at least through here. Whereas with the Revair, it just literally sits here like this. And that's it. With the Revair, I had to turn it up to the highest heat setting to basically get it to do this. Whereas with the Dyson, I did low heat and low speed. And then I started to do low heat, medium speed, which got it a bit straighter. And then towards the front, I tried medium heat and medium speed. And these are my results. I'm going to say, if you feel like you need more heat to straighten your hair, if it was me like you, as my dad used to say, the Dyson is a better bet for you. I had to kind of pull it back a little bit because, yeah, I just needed to get some fresh air to my face. My final thoughts, of course, both of these are great tools to use to blow dry your hair. I think, honestly, whichever one you personally choose just depends a lot upon what results you want to get. If you don't care that much about your hair being really, really straight and you want more volume, the Revair would be your choice in that case. If you're looking for, I'd say, lighter, straighter, more fluffy results, then I would go for the Dyson. I'd also say, just for the sake of trying to get your ends as straight as they possibly could be, I think that you have more control with the Dyson, so I would choose that for that particular purpose. For an experience where you want to have your hair straight but you don't necessarily want your room or yourself to get warm or hot, I would say the Revair is a great choice. If you don't really care about that and you just want the results that you want and you don't really mind about getting warm or hot in the process, then I would say choose the Dyson. There are definitely some similarities between the two, especially since this particular time my hair products were a bit more greasy than the last time I used each of these. So this starts slipping, you can see it's a bit greasy, this started slipping. But the positive thing about this is that it didn't switch off because the on off button is all the way over there. Whereas with the Dyson, of course, because you have to hold it with your hand, it will also slip and may potentially switch off as well. It can interrupt your hair drying process. Which one would I choose? It's gonna have to be the Dyson. I like when I blow dry my hair to feel like I can get something into my roots, and the fact that it has a wide tooth comb attachment that can go into the roots of my hair is just a plus for me. Also, when I blow dry my hair, I personally I like more fluffy results, and it just feels a bit softer on this side, whereas this side is also fairly soft, but the results on this side feel a little bit more coarse. I would go for the Dyson for the sake of the results, the type of blow dry that I like to have, the fact that I can blow dry my hair from the roots a lot more easily, and also just the fact that it's a lot more portable. I know with the Revair, like, I do have a bag I can possibly transport it somewhere, like in a car or something, but if I just needed to put it in my bag and go somewhere, it would be a lot more difficult to transport. Whereas with the Dyson, yeah, it has attachments and stuff, but essentially the main tool that I would need to use is this with the wide tooth comb attachment. If I have a big bag, I can put this in and I can take it to where I need to bring it to without real life problems. So for me, this is the winner. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried either or both of these, which one you prefer and which one is your favorite or which one you would prefer to buy. Also in the comments below, feel free to note down your observations of the process from either side, what you observed, because sometimes I see things in person but I still can miss things because of course I'm filming in the meantime. So you guys can give me your verdict also in the comment section below. So as always, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Wishing you health, happiness and beautiful hair. I'll see you again soon on the Kylie Closet. Take care. Bye.
And I'm so